Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving right into a profoundly tough but absolutely crucial topic today, the intersection of family ethics and modern legal realities. You know, when we step up out of pure kindness to raise an orphaned relative, we almost never stop to ask ourselves, hey, does my kindness actually need a shield? Today, we're putting on our lawyer hats to look at this strictly from a legal perspective. We're going to break down exactly how rigorous, objective rules, things that might seem unfeeling at first glance, can literally be the very thing that safeguards your family's warmth.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Undocumented good deeds are extremely fragile in the face of time. Wow. It's a pretty harsh philosophical truth, isn't it? It comes straight out of the recent high-profile Lucian dispute. Look, when you're fueled by this passionate desire to help your family in a crisis, talking about money and the law, well, it feels incredibly cold. You might even worry it's going to damage the relationship. But modern legal practice shows us, time and time again, that lacking a defensive shield, basically relying entirely on the purity of your good intentions, frequently leads to total heartbreak for everyone involved. So, here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the Lucian case, look into the financial black hole, discuss your legal armor, go over the must-keep vouchers checklist, and finally explore the institutional alternative. All right, Section 1, the Lucian case, a cautionary tale of good deeds on trial. So over in Lucian, a young woman publicly accused her aunt and uncle, literally the very people who took her in and raised her, of embezzling her parents' massive estate. Can you imagine? A grueling family tug-of-war followed. Ultimately, the authorities conducted a joint, deep-dive investigation and totally cleared the elders. They were completely innocent. The embezzlement just didn't happen. But while they won back their legal standing, the whole ordeal leaves us with this cold, very modern ethical question. When traditional virtues meet a years-long financial vacuum, how on earth can good deeds protect themselves? Moving right along to Section 2, the financial black hole. Let's talk about the hidden risks of long-term care. And this brilliantly illustrates the paradigm shift we really need to make today. In traditional village narratives, taking in an orphan is seen purely through the lens of blood relations and unconditional sacrifice. It's a heroic deed, no strings attached. But in today's era of complex contracts and the rule of law, that romanticized view is frankly dangerously outdated. Raising a relative isn't just adding another pair of chopsticks to the table anymore. It is a high-risk, cross-generational commitment, and it requires clear contractual boundaries and absolute financial transparency. The core variable here is time. Risk in these situations is highly, highly delayed. Think about it. In year 1, everything is driven by emotional warmth and a pure sense of duty. But fast forward to year 10, thousands of unrecorded daily expenses, tuition fees, and medical bills have all blurred together into a massive financial black hole. By year 15, when the child reaches adulthood and the estate needs to be settled, memories naturally fade. That's when the Rashomon effect kicks in. Everyone remembers the truth a little differently. At that point, a solid paper trail is literally the only reliable truth you have, against memory bias and mounting suspicion. Which brings us nicely to Section 3, legal armor. Let's look at notarization and disclosure. There is a deeply ironic paradox at play here. Introducing seemingly cold, strict, objective legal tools is actually often the only way to save a family relationship from total ruin. By utilizing the strict, cold face of the law to establish undeniable boundaries right up front, guardians protect their own personal reputations. And because they protect their reputations, they're able to safely and confidently show the warm face of unconditional affection for decades to come, without constantly looking over their shoulders. Now, what's really interesting about this is how the Lucian elders actually survived their ordeal with their reputations intact. The secret? Prior notarization. Before taking custody, the child's mother had her assets and their intended uses legally notarized. That one document established clear initial boundaries. Combine that kind of prep with periodic disclosure, regularly opening the books and sharing account details and expenses with the child. Transparency is absolutely not an insult to family ties. It's the ultimate antivirus software against suspicion. Let's be real, most family disputes arise from the unknown, not from actual greed. Let's get extremely practical in Section 4, must-keep vouchers. This is the Elders Financial Checklist. If you are stepping up to raise a relative, consider this your financial lifeline. Grab a pen if you need to. You absolutely must keep medical bills, education and tuition records, daily large living expenses, all inheritance documentation,
demolition or property compensation records, and insurance payouts. Missing even one of these categories is a massive risk. As a guardian, you are essentially pledging your life's reputation on this. Without strict, open accounting, especially with complex assets like property compensation, your private mental accounting holds zero credibility in a courtroom. You'll just fall into an endless, unwinnable loop of having to prove your innocence. These vouchers, they are your armor.
Finally, we reach Section 5, the institutional alternative, welfare homes and trusts. Now, a traditional village mindset might tell you that involving third parties or institutions is a total failure of family duty. Actually, scratch that. From a modern risk management perspective, it's a highly rational alternative. We can completely separate asset management from emotional support. Standardized welfare institutions and legally bound family trusts can handle the complex financial inheritance and administrative care with perfect objectivity. Meanwhile, you, the relative, can step completely out of the financial mud. You get to act purely as the emotional supporter, providing that vital psychological comfort, the hugs, the holiday companionship, all without taking on crushing legal liability. Look, life's harsh realities aren't going to just bypass you simply because you have a kind heart. Understanding legal strategy and risk management is more crucial in private family matters today than ever before. If you make the incredibly noble decision to pour out your kindness and raise an orphaned relative, you must hold the shield of the law and the shield of open accounting firmly in your hands. So I want to leave you with a final thought to ponder today. In this complex era, when you step up to do a selfless good deed, has your kindness put on legal armor? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer. We'll catch you next time.